She worked hard in Hong Kong. She was the lady owner, called Si Tao Po, of a restaurant in a community that everyone knows her. It was a big 3-story local restaurant, but nothing fancy. And she had a voice. She opened shops at 6 a.m. in the morning, worked until the lunch rush is over, say 1 o'clock or something. Then her mahjong begins for the whole afternoon. She would close up shop at the end of the day, but she became known as the legendary, unbeatable mahjong queen of the neighborhood. Is working long hours, and she was vibrant and involved, making decisions of her own as what she would like to do. I remember her often chatting in front of a restaurant with friends and neighbors walking by. She was respected, involved in the community. Her moving to Canada for better life for her children changed her. Paul became more reserved and deferred to others for decisions. That's her way to adapt to a life that she did not have the command of her circumstance. Let us remember, every grandparent was once a young, vibrant person before becoming the elder we come to know. The second one is the legacy of ocean-crossing women. In Mom's passing, I reflect on the lineage of strong women in our family crossed oceans to build new lives. Her mom, Ma Kei Hoi, herself, Ma Lan Fong, myself, Poon, and now our daughter, Cheng Hadley, Hao Wen Ting. We all crossed a huge body of water, uprooting family, and packing up everything we owned to move with young children in tow. My grandmother moved from near Guangzhou to Singapore after marriage, working as a seamstress. And I've already told you that. And after 20 years, they returned to China after earning a small fortune. My mom often recounted the story. Okay. My mom often recounted the story of Grandma sailing from Singapore back to Hong Kong and then to China with 4 boys aged maybe 6 to 12 and many, many pieces of luggage. Mom always commented on what a commanding sight it must have been that Grandma directed rickshaws loaded with luggages behind her own rickshaw with 4 kids. Grandma herself with tiny feet, since she had bound feet growing up, but with a booming big voice to command all those things. I already told you that Mom herself went to Hong Kong as a young, carefree teenager, eventually marrying my father and raising 6 kids while running a restaurant. Leaving Ruby in the University of Ottawa. We had the luxury of the move being sponsored by my employer, Ericsson, and we transitioned into an expat lifestyle. It was challenging, but no hardship in comparison. My daughter Cheng recently made another Pacific crossing, moving her family with one tiny Now reposted back to Canada with 2 little babies. There will be undoubtedly more ocean crossing women moving families in the future. Thank you, Mom, for being part of that legacy and giving us the strength and courage to undertake such monumental journeys. The third story is a family of migrants. It's actually about Gong Gong. Gong Gong came also from a lineage of migrants. His grandfather, Poon went to California as a laborer in the late 1800 or early 1900. A journey known as Mai Ju Dai, being sold as a kid, or not sold as a kid, like just involving harsh, undignified labor, I'm sure. He went by himself as a young man and returned home with savings to support his family. Gong Gong's dad, Poon Lam, also moved from China to Hong Kong, then to Watson Lake. And so did Gong Gong, Poon Dai Fun. Also now Lori, living in California with a much better living circumstance, made a full circle, just like Ching did with living in Guangzhou. What I want to say is, we're Hong Kongers. We're a family of migrants. Our spirit to move for better living is strong. Our comfortable lives today are due to these people dared to move. In that same vein, all Canadians are migrant. All Canadians' forefathers dared to move so we can have a comfortable living. We're also the first generation with the privilege to self-actualize. All the generations before me, us, did not have the luxury to choose their path. They seized the opportunities available and make the best out of it. They became store owners, machinists, seamstresses, tailors, and restaurateurs from circumstances. Our ability to choose is a gift born of their sacrifices. Let's treasure that gift. So that's the 3 stories I want to share with you. In conclusion, well, there is always a likeness in love we can all learn from. Be at peace with everything and everyone around us. Always give a smile instead of harsh words. Be that carefree 16-year-old with a piece of belonging across borders to start a new life. Dare to dream, and dream with lightness and ease. My sister Margaret suggested this quote, which beautifully captured Mom's spirit. Change the world by Zen gather. After the world, bring chaos. Allowing it to come to me, bring peace. Thank you, Mom. We all love you and we'll miss you. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Aunt Nancy for a very touching speech, 3 beautiful stories, and a beautiful poem. I'll
Thank you, Nancy. That was very heartwarming. We should have rehearsed this, but a lot of that, my sister always repeated, so I'm just going to do my own version. Hello, everyone. For those who might not know me, my name is Sam. I'm the eldest son of Lan Fong. Today we gather to honor and celebrate the life of my mother, a mother whose journey was filled with resilience, love, and devotion. As Nancy mentioned, my mother was born in China and experienced the hardship of war during her early years. Later, she left her family, married my father in Hong Kong in search of a better life. Hong Kong was a vibrant city, and she witnessed the rapid transformation and all. Remarkably, she gave birth to 7 babies, and sometimes, that's quite uncommon. You never heard of it today. As Nancy mentioned, we came to Canada in 1976, and with immense sacrifice for the family, she moved to a small town. Yes, I still remember that day. It was cold. It was bitter cold in the middle of the winter. In the Yukon, she worked tirelessly in the family restaurant to support our family. But miraculously, all her children managed to pursue higher education and left home at a very young age, myself included. As a wife, I see my mother remains devoted to my father through all life's ups and downs. Together, they built a large, joyful, and loving family, welcoming many grandchildren and great-grandchildren in their lives. As a mother, she was incredible. She was always there for me, unconditionally, no question asked. When I was sick, hungry, sad, or I was in trouble. She's always kind and caring. She never raised her voice, never lay a hand on me, always stood by my side. Thank you, Mom. I have many fond memories of my mother when I was young in Hong Kong. I love to go to the street market with her. Every time I go there, I come home with toys and some candies. I remember when she was working at the cashier or at the restaurant playing mahjong, I often bug her for money. It's almost like a game for me. It's like a challenge. What should I say to her today to get money today? Just a few coins, nothing more. Just enough to get a pop and a few candies. I miss those days. My mom and dad lived a long life. Seeing them care for in their later years was truly a blessing. I would like to thank everyone who helped, all the caregivers, my aunt, my uncle, and Mr. Kin Chen. Thank you. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank all my older sisters. They're like a rock to me. They're the rock of the family. Through my life, they have been like mothers to me. I'm very lucky. Thank you, Olivia. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Fanny. Thank you, Margaret. To the young family members, I want you all to embrace the memory you share with Gong Gong, Papa, Grandma, and Grandpa. Learn from them and truly cherish the love within your family. My mother's legacy lives on in the love she gave, the strength she showed, and the family she built. She will deeply be missed, but never forgotten. Thank you all for being here to honor my mother's memory. I love you, Mom. Say hi to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle Sam. A very touching speech. I'll invite to the stage Tony.
I didn't wear the right makeup for today, but I'll try my best. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. It means so much to see so many familiar faces. Most of you probably already know me, but for anyone who might not, I'm Antoinette Tony, and I'm very proud to be one of Popo's 14 grandchildren. I'm not usually one for speeches, but when Gong passed away, I didn't speak at his service, and I've had regrets about that. So today I want to share some memories of Popo and to say a few words for both of them since they were always a team. My grandparents' story has always amazed me. They left behind everything they knew, their home, their family, their language, to start a new life in the Yukon. They didn't speak much English, but they worked hard, built a life for their family, and eventually moved to Ontario, where they continued to raise all of us with the same strength and love. Growing up, I didn't always realize what a huge sacrifice that was. How brave they had to be to begin again in a place so different from the one they came from. Looking back now, I can see how much courage and determination it took for them to create a home here, all for the sake of their family. Gong and Popo moved in with us when I was just 10 months old. Apparently I was a handful, I don't know. But that made them a constant and consistent part of my life and upbringing. For those lucky enough to have grown up with grandparents, especially in the same household, you'll know what a blessing that is. Now that I have kids of my own, it's even more apparent just how lucky we were, always having an extra set of hands around, especially when it came to disciplining, extra snacks and sweets in the kitchen, which also meant extra cavities for some, Adri. But in reality, it meant extra love in the house. When I was growing up, my aunts and uncles would drop off their kids for Popo to babysit. I can attest that because that meant I also babysit all of you guys. So our home was basically the family daycare. Loud, messy, and full of cousins running around. It was magical. Later, as we got older and didn't need babysitting anymore, those gatherings turned into weekend dim sums, big Christmas parties with mahjong tiles shuffling loudly, and kids begging for ULP games, family vacations in castles, lighthouses, and manors. The magic lives on. I'm so grateful for our big family and how we've always tried to stay connected and keep everyone together, something Popo and Gong would be so proud of. Popo cooked dinner for us every single night, comforting traditional Chinese dishes, even though as a kid sometimes all I wanted was pizza. Her one rule was simple: call home if you weren't coming for dinner. And even when we forgot, mostly when I forgot, there would always be a plate of food waiting on the table when I got home, because that was Popo, always looking out for us. I feel so lucky now to have grown up with those meals. Back then, I didn't fully appreciate them. And it's funny now because as an adult, I'm not a huge fan of pizza, and all I ever crave is Chinese food. It's bittersweet, though, because I don't know the names of many of her dishes. I find myself scrolling through recipes online, trying to recreate her flavors, and figuring out the names of all the different Chinese vegetables so I can find the right ones at TNT. There are so many little things I'll always remember about Popo. She'd always answer the phone in her super sweet, soft voice, "Hello?" And then, if it turned out to be someone she knew, usually one of the aunts or uncles calling, she'd instantly switch to her regular voice. We'd be in the background giggling and amazed at how fast she could flip the switch. If the caller was someone she didn't know, Popo usually knew just enough English to get by. "L'Antoinette? Okay." Or "Not home." Even though language sometimes got in the way, we always managed to understand each other through gesture, laughter, and the kind of love that didn't need words. I remember going to the bank with Popo to help her use the ATM machine or translate for the teller, and helping her label all of her bottles of shampoo, body wash, and lotion in Chinese so she could tell the difference. Looking back, I'm amazed at how Popo and Gong managed to navigate a world where they couldn't easily communicate. They built an entire life here, one filled with family, food, and joy, in a language that wasn't their own. Watching them adapt, figure things out, and make it all work taught me so much about courage, resilience, and what real love for family looks like. Popo taught us to Mai Lan, a Chinese tradition for the Lunar New Year meant to sell away your laziness. It comes with a long poem in Chinese, Mai Lan, Mai Do Lin Sam Sap Man, and then something about pigs being big and chickens being cheap. When I've shared this with friends, especially Asian friends, no one's ever heard of it. Apparently, it's a tradition unique to Popo's village. Nevertheless, it's something we continue to uphold every year, and it reminds me of how much Popo's care and humor and spirit still lives on in all of us. Some of my fondest memories were the quiet times spent with her, watching Super Trio, a Chinese game show, where we laugh at Asian celebrities I didn't know trying to catch a piece of toast with their faces, or Zanting, a Chinese drama, where I'd do my best to follow along, understanding just enough Chinese to feel like I was a part of her world. Growing up, I lived in two worlds, the Canadian world I went to school in, and the Popo and Gongong may not have spoken English fluently, but they spoke the language of love, hard work, and family, lessons that have shaped who I am today. Looking back, I realize how incredibly lucky we were to have them, to be raised not just by our parents, but by two people whose love ran so deep and who made our home feel whole. Today, I just want to say thank you to Popo and Gongong for everything they gave us. It brings me comfort to know that they're together again, side by side, just as they always were. Thank you both for the love, the joy, and the endless memories you've given us. We'll miss you both deeply, but we'll carry you with us in every meal, every smile, and every story we tell about you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tony. I'll invite Cheng next.
Hi everyone, my name's Cheng. I'm Popo's granddaughter, Nancy's daughter. And I just want to share a few memories. I think a lot has already been said. And before coming today, in reading the guest book that my cousins and family had shared their stories and their memories, and even just hearing today some of the memories that were shared, I think I was struck by how many of us mentioned a lot of the same things. You know, her laughter, her kindness, her caring spirit, her love of mahjong, and what I thought interesting was her fruit service. Apparently, Popo's fruit is a shared core memory of this family, and it's funny that you don't come to recognize these things until, you know, gatherings like this when we remember the memories of someone. And I think when you repeat a gesture often enough, even when it's really small, and with such love, it becomes a part of who we are as a family. And so I think it's really special that we can all get together here today and share these memories together and find out together what Popo A reminder that her love is carrying on and will carry on through all of us and those that we still haven't met yet. She built this family that continues to grow so that we are now the ones chasing after our little ones with plates of fruit that maybe they don't want to eat. Thank you, Papa. I love you. I miss you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ching. Joe?
Thank you all for coming here today. And for those who don't know me, I'm one of Papa's many grandchildren and Fanny's daughter. Many words have been already said today. I'll try my best not to repeat, but I think everyone loved Papa, and there's just a lot to say about her. So Papa, to me, she had a cheerful grace, and being in her presence made me smile, and it always wanted me to make her smile back as well. Even though my Cantonese isn't the best, we managed to make communication work with gestures, honestly charades many times, or her giggling at my incorrect pronunciation, or her completing my phrases. I'll always remember fondly the special moments I had growing up with such a loving Papa. I remember when I was cooking at the Sang's house at what Tony calls, our cousin slumber parties. The Sangs wanted to cook Rice Krispie desserts for everyone, and I was given a role at the stove. When we were nearing done with the dessert making, my curiosity took over, and I needed to know what the hot stove felt like. And I touched the hot stovetop. I remember feeling my fingers swell up with lots of pain, and the kids are ready to move on to the next game. But I remember Papa checking in on me, caring for me, and watching shows, even English ones, until I felt good enough to play again with the cousins. Papa lived quite a different life from mine, and I'm very grateful for the life I've had to date. When we went to Guangzhou, she showed me the attic in which she lived with the low clearance where she slept. And I recall, unfortunately, the stories later that she told me about the war, of her mom needing to leave her temporarily for safety, and Papa bravely got out of a soldier encounter alone, safely, even as a young child. I love that Papa enjoyed the simple things in life: shopping, watching dramas, sweet treats like sugar on already sweet strawberries, and eating dim sum. I'll be thinking of her, and I'm sure many of you will, every dim sum, and cherish those moments we had together. I love you, Papa, and we miss you fondly.
Thank you, Joe. Leanne?
Hi, everyone. To echo what everyone has said, thank you, everyone, for coming. And for those of you who don't know me, I am Leanne, one of Papa's grandchildren and daughter of Margaret. Okay, here goes. When I was younger, I didn't understand that the weekend was for rest. When we could on the weekends, usually Saturdays, my parents woke up me and my sister just as early as we would for school. On the weekends, we would drive the hour east from Mississauga to North York to have dim sum with Papa. And then afterwards, she would always make it home in time for lunch for some of our other cousins. And then all of us would hang out and chat. So for a long time, I didn't think that the weekend was for rest, but it was always just as busy, but reserved for family. And I was talking to Matthew about this earlier, but reflecting on it, being able to visit Papa every weekend enabled us to spend time with our cousins as well afterwards and to be in each other's lives. I remember so fondly doing activities with the Sangs, such as watching movies, playing video games, coloring in their house, or even making a commercial video for something silly. These memories really created a happy childhood for me and my sister, and really shaped us to become the people we are today. The fact that our cousins were in our lives and they believed in us to be creative and capable, I really carried with me to my life today. Sorry. By being such a constant in our childhood routine, Papa played a really big role in building the foundation of what family means to me. She still does. I remember it really vividly, calling her on the phone to ask her if she was free for dim sum, waking up early, sleeping in the car, and then being sent out to collect her at the door when she arrived. Rain or shine, summer, winter, anytime, she would step out in style, with grace, all warmth and smiles. And then she would put up with our broken Cantonese, listen and understand, laugh with us, eat with us, and often just sit in comfortable silence with us. The sound of the dim sum restaurant as our bustling background track. What I think back on most fondly now are those quiet moments of connection. Nothing said, just sipping on oh, did the mic cut? Oh. Okay, nothing said, sipping on Beaulais or Salmeta, just sitting together. Cliche as it is, I really understand now as an adult that those Saturdays were not just some natural coincidence or routine that everyone happened to be available for. They were a hard-won commitment. Those Saturdays were a gift of company and intentionality to make time, make space, and spend time with each other. It's moments like this where I take solace in knowing that those Saturdays with Papa were such a big part of shaping me into the person that I am today, and that everyone in this room likely reflects on her memory in a similar way. This is a sentiment I extend to all of our beautiful family vacations, our gatherings, and celebrations. Every time we choose, or maybe more accurately, the adults who knew best chose, that in an ever chaotic and busy world, to spend time together, to show up, to spend Saturday together, and just be in each other's lives. I feel the essence of Papa every time my sister and I go home to Mississauga on the weekend. Every time we reach out to our cousins, every meal we share with the family. In a growing world of disconnection, I'm really grateful for my grief. I'm grateful for the sorrow because it's just a testament of how much love we shared and how much Papa meant to all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next, I'll invite to the stand Luan. Oh, Uncle Loon. Sorry. Oh, I didn't recognize the English spelling. I'm so sorry.
Hello，我係唯一個講廣東話嘅人，就即係我首先要講下我個阿嫂同我嘅關係，因為我阿嫂咧從細咧就係我阿媽嘅工，即係同我阿媽做工嘅人，咁我阿媽咧就即係因為同我阿媽做工，我就一個 BB， 所以我阿嫂咧就從細咧就湊我嘅，我就好麻煩嘅食飯，咁即係日日都即係食一啖飯咧要好耐時間，所以咧佢就即係好耐心咁睇住我， 我阿嫂咧就好靚嗰陣時，咁咧就咁同埋我阿哥即係做工嘅關係識咗我阿哥，我阿哥同阿嫂結婚嗰陣時咧，我只係7歲到，咁所以咧，自從佢生咗阿 Olivia 之後咧，同我唔係好大嘅啫，即係我只不過係大 Olivia 都係6、7年到嘅啫，而家咧就首先講下我個即係個阿嫂咧，就喺即係同我大阿哥結咗婚之後咧，就即係我同埋佢啲細路都有即係感情幾好嘅，尤其是阿 Olivia， 即係因為佢比較大啲。阿 Lori 同阿 Sam 咧就比較細啲，即係個感情冇咁豐富。咁咧就即係嗰段時間咧，我就喺香港咧有見到一個即係邊個啊？阿 Nancy 咧就以前有個叫做黑社會嘅人，咁咧佢就即係佢又唔怕佢嘅，佢係日日都喺鋪頭攞煙仔食，唔使俾錢嘅。咁咧佢就一樣照問佢：你俾錢唔得啊？因為我呢啲鋪頭嘅即係一定要咁做咁樣，所以佢唔怕即係嗰啲即係黑社會關係。佢哋屋企咧就都係一個即係好即係阿嫂咧對佢啲細路咧就特別愛錫嘅，尤其是阿 Lori 咧就即係打麻雀嗰陣時咧就收起嗰隻麻雀咧，佢阿媽咧就心軟要俾錢佢噶啦，咁佢又去買嗰啲玩具玩啦，咁樣就就即係我又冇貓子，所以靠機即係我同嗰啲細路都好關係嘅，咁佢又阿嫂又好彩，嗰啲細路咧從細咧都喺屋企幫佢即係又收錢啊，又做下嘢啊咁樣，即係佢都好幸運，個個都係即係都好慳好掂，即係好即係唔會話即係亂咁用錢嗰啲人。阿心咧就自細咧就讀書就麻麻地嘅，咧佢而家咧就今時今日咧就一個成功嘅人物，佢都係開心噶啦，佢之後咧我就去咗屈臣利啦，加拿大，佢就。後期咧，佢哋又翻嚟啦，咁我又翻去咁樣見到佢哋，阿嫂又好好嘅，乜都同我講嘅，佢又話嗰啲佢又有隻狗咧，就即係佢係做收錢嘅，佢係有錢墮落，即係成日上落，所以嗰隻狗咧成日又陪佢落去，即係保護佢落去，又去過對面山解決，又自己翻屋企，嗰隻狗咧特別好好，佢阿爸咧就又養咗6、7隻狗嘅嗰陣時，後期咧我就去咗加拿大之後啦，阿雪即係嗰段時間咧就係我話好中意李小龍嘅，阿雪梅咧就知道我 Olivia 知道我咧去中意李小龍，所以佢咧就佢話 send 啲李小龍嗰啲。即係死訊啊嗰啲嘢俾我睇，一切都對我好，後期咧我就即係嚟到呢度咧，佢哋唔知點解佢哋幾個人咧夾錢，即係買一部二龍機俾我啊！即係佢哋唔知佢阿雪梅揸主意啊定邊個嘅，總之佢哋幾兄弟夾咗錢，即係呢個係我。 最記得嘅嘢啊。咁啊，即係個耳聾機都講都要成2000蚊㗎啦，差唔多要係嘛？我都唔記得啦。咁啊一直都關心我，咁啊後期咧，我都知道阿嫂對我好好，所以我就去探佢啦。咁啊佢阿爸又見下佢阿爸啦，佢阿爸即係佢即係我阿哥啦，我阿哥咧就每日都同我講佢即係見到咁嘅情況喺老人院，咁啊佢講俾我聽，佢話我話想走先個阿媽，咁樣，但係佢又唔得，如果見阿媽唔咩咧，我就唔食嘢咁樣。咁啊，誰不知咧就佢自己走先。咁啊，當我去探佢嗰陣時咧，我就知道佢個情況咧就好差，因為所以我話都係多啲去睇佢。咁啊，直到佢即係走為止。咁啊，後期阿嫂走之前咧，佢又係我見到佢，因為最嬲尾嗰2日，我一睇見佢個相，我個樣咧就已經係想走嗰個面孔，咁所以咧我就叫阿 Olivia 同阿 Margaret 去睇下佢哋，因為當時佢哋嗰2個人都話唔得閒嘅。咁我就即係我建議去叫下佢，咁啊即係差唔多噶啦，好，咁啊係咁先。
多謝晒. Thank you very much, Uncle Loon, for your candid words. Last to the stand, I'll invite Sean Keen.
我名係善堅，我諗在座嗰啲人都識得我㗎啦。我比較語數好啲，我有貓字，我同你講一半廣東話，一半英文希望你哋習慣嗰啲香港嘅口音啊。語數你冇咁叻有啲貓字喺度。Good morning, everyone. I would like to share a special dreams I make on Friday night. 喺禮拜5嗰日。阿孫梅問我有冇説話要講，我諗到冇乜要講啦咁樣。點知嗰一晚我就望到婆婆。In my dream, I saw 婆婆. She looked very happy and peaceful. I asked her, "How have you been?" She smiled and said, "I'm very good and very happy because I'm going back to school." Oh, go to school. And I was very surprised and asked, "What school you're going to?" She answered me, "University." Wow, university. Then she even told me what subject she was going to study. But sadly, when I woke up, I couldn't remember what she said. Even though I forgot that part, the dream made me feel warm. I believe she wants to tell me that she is in a good place now. I truly hope Papa can go to 極樂世界, a world of peace and happiness. That place in the best university of all. 阿彌陀佛係我去個校長all professors are 大菩薩 and all the classmates are 諸上善人. It's a perfect world full of light, wisdom and love. 咁其實講完嘅，不過突然間我諗起有一樣嘢，我想再阻咗咁多少時間。其實我好蠢，當時我唔記得問阿婆婆一個問題。如果阿公公或者婆婆再喺我夢中記得，我一定問佢一個問題嘅。喺佢哋嘅6個仔女、14個孫、4個曾孫之中，邊個係最乖啲？邊個最孝順？識笑咧，即係你試都聽中文㗎啦。Anyway， 如果佢講咗俾我聽咧，我就同你哋講，我係接受賄賂嘅。賄賂呢兩字好多唔識聽咧，唔識笑咧，係佢就投暗標，咁樣聲落出得最多個咧，我就假傳聖旨，話佢最乖，最乖。其實咧，我上次阿公嗰時，阿 Oliver 點問我啦，有冇嘢要講？ 咁我覺得嗰陣時可能太多人講啦，我唔想講，即係 anyway。但係一講下咧，我想抄開少少。我寫工喺湛山接近20年，從初初去拗頸做嘢唔合拍，至到一直好 friendly 咁樣做。咁直到我離開湛山之後咧，我有2個 choice，一個就去做呢個air condition 嗰啲嘢，做暖氣嗰啲嘢，因為我本身做 mechanic 嘅。咁我做呢樣嘢咧，我就會非常之熟手。第二個咧做或者做 PSW， 呢個我好想要做，因為我爸爸喺香港喺內院嗰時，我翻去探唔到我爸爸，照顧唔到我爸爸，都係班 PSW 照顧我爸爸嘅，所以我好想做呢一樣，去照顧翻啲老人家。咁喺我照顧嗰爸爸就嚟走嗰時候咧，我同我啲朋友講過，我啲朋友話你唔好剔第二個客人啦，不如照顧我爸爸啦。其實我都好想嘅，即係好想，因為一陣彌補下喺湛山激下工嗰段時間啲嘢啦咁啊。喺初頭嘅時間咧，我初段阿公仲可以行得走得嗰時咧，我帶佢去所有我同佢去過嘅地方，甚至乎佢以前住嘅地方喺麥卡雲嗰度個地方，我都帶佢翻喺個門口度。咁知阿公好中意吹牛噶嘛，成日都話呢棵樹幾靚，講好多佢先認叻嘅嘢。即係佢講好多嘢俾我聽，嗰陣時佢仲 OK，但係後期阿公已經唔得嘅時候咧，我轉咗落去阿婆婆度，同阿婆婆傾好多偈。阿公走咗之後咧，特別阿公走咗之後，我陪婆婆睇咗好多戲。我喺睇戲之前咧，睇翻以前啲咩真情啊，頭先有個講過真情，喂，我就講錯啲名，特登講錯啲藝員嘅名，婆婆就唔係叫啲咩名啊嘛。其實我係想試下婆婆個記憶力同埋講嘢嘅邏輯，佢係好好，當時係好好。但係到佢晚期嗰時候咧，已經開始睇電視已經唔得啦，我就同佢打麻雀，攞麻雀。我第一次我好耐冇打麻雀，我哋加拿大未掂過個麻雀，係為咗婆婆先再掂翻麻雀，同埋上網睇咗之後就喺網上擺副，我記得一次係18羅漢加7、4大4起卦，阿婆隻眼當堂睜大咗，我望住，但係佢好攰，佢望得幾望就閉翻隻眼，我覺得好似有少虐待佢咁啊，咁結果就冇做到呢樣嘢，咁直至到阿婆婆即係慢慢一路咁衰退落去，到最後嗰日我好記得，我同婆婆講，我睇住佢應該走嘅時候，我唔再同佢講娛樂圈嘅嘢，唔再同佢講麻雀，我同佢講婆婆唔使驚㗎，呢個世界離開呢個世界去第二個世界更加好㗎，我同婆婆講，你俾佢借呢個手鐲俾我得唔得？個念珠。嗰個念珠係阿婆婆同阿公嘅，唔知咪定情信物啩，即係一樣嘅手鐲嚟嘅。嗰個珠，我哋借俾我同佢一齊念佛有冇？阿婆婆已經唔出得聲㗎啦，隻眼就望一望，撐一撐眼，跟住點個頭，我就開始攞個念珠同阿婆婆啲。係啦，咁就係咁嘅姻緣同阿婆婆 take care 咗阿公公婆婆都2年零啊，算話3年未夠3年啊，2年零10個月咁上下啦。咁係咁上下，咁好多謝，即係佢俾到機會我啦，即係特別係琴日添，我係同翻人哋念經，我係未念過花嚴經嘅，我由頭到尾念過，係呢次係阿婆婆嘅姻緣，俾阿呢佛俾我翻嚟念一念，我係未念過嗰個經嘅，咁好多謝晒，多謝嚇。
多謝晒田堅 ，Thank you very much. And thank you to everybody for all of your heartfelt words and for all of the unfortunate circumstances of our gathering. I know we're all grateful to be here together, weathering it with each other. I'll now pass it back to our funeral director, Philip, to begin our final respects.
Today there is so much love here, full of so many wonderful stories, memories, of Mrs. Poon. Thank you, Nancy, Sam, the grandchildren, other family members, sharing so much things maybe you don't know or something that you share dearly. We celebrate her life, and this is a wonderful gathering together. We're about to bring Mrs. Poon to the cremation. The route that we'll be taking will be as follows. We'll be making a left turn to 16th Avenue, and then the first set of traffic lights, we're going to make a left turn, traveling north on Woodbine Avenue, all the way after passing Stouffville Road. The cemetery entrance is going to be on our left. Please follow all the traffic rules, especially stopping on red lights. Please also have your all-way flashers on to indicate that we are together as a procession. We'll be driving slowly, and we should be able to get there together, okay? And if you need a map, there is one at the back, so yeah, you can refer back to that. At this moment, we are going to spend some more time looking out at these beautiful memories, photos coming together. There are more than 900 of them, I believe, bringing up by the family. But with these dear memory, I believe each one of you has your own piece of memory, whether it's food, mahjong, the time that you have. I'm going to invite each one of you, starting from the back with our direction of our staff, Calvin. Please come forward to pay your final respect. The family, the siblings will be all here as well. Feel free to give them a hug, your comfort together, okay? I'm going to ask the family members to come forward first. After you have come forward to pay your respect, feel free to have your seat together, and then after the family have their final time, we'll close the casket and we'll be walking out together. The bank Sam, you're free to join us together with Uncle. We're about to close the Thanksgiving. The six siblings will be doing the blanket for Mom. We're just going to do it together. Okay. To the chest. When you're ready, you can pull together. To the chest. Friends, Please stand as we're about to close the casket. Remember her smiles. May I have this whole members come forward? I'll give you the gloves. If you need, you can put on your jacket. We're about to exit the room and we'll bring Popo downstairs. I know we have some items here. We'll come back to pick up all the other items. So don't worry.